What is up, guys? Diplex here again. Hope everyone's had a great day so far. Now, I have a special announcement sponsored by Legion to make before we get started with today's battle. We're going to be live streaming this Saturday using my very own Legion Y720 Cube. We're going to be playing a variety of games for a few hours, and if you have any ideas or wishes, let me know in the comment section down below. Go nuts. This little guy here can handle just about anything out there, so we're going to have a great time. The exact date and time can be found in the description box below, as well as a link taking you to the page where you can read everything about this Y720 Cube. So Saturday it is, don't miss out, we're gonna have a great time and I hope to see you there. Alright guys, let's get to the battle. So in today's video we're going to be playing Men of War Assault Squad 2 using Rob's Realism mod. Zaqpak, a mapper and modder, has sent in a great map set in North Wales. We're going to be enjoying sort of an alternative scenario, slightly fictional, during the German invasion of Britain, so Operation Sea Lion. The area is realistic, the map is based on a realistic location, and so are the defenses, and I'm just very excited to see how it turns out. I think you're going to like it a lot. So thank you, Zaqpak, for sending in the map. And let's start the battle. Let's get the battle started. Very excited to enjoy some World War II action again. So I'm gonna read a little bit from the email that came with the map. This is written by Zaqpak, so I'm gonna kind of like read straight from the email. Also, I do apologize if I mispronounce something. We're in Wales, so Welsh pronunciation isn't my forte. It isn't my my most knowledgeable area, so do excuse me. But RAF Llanfrog was an airfield located near Caernarfon, Gwynedd, in North Wales. It was built for RAF Bomber Command to train pilots and crews. The site opened in 1941 and closed in 1945 after the war. The map that I've sent to you is set in Dinas Dinlle, or Dinas Dinlle. This was on the outskirts of the RAF Llanfrog base and was basically the outer perimeter defenses of the airfield. The top bunker of the hill, that we can see over here, is real and is called a Seagull Trench because of its shape in real life. This was hard to create in Men of War, I bet it was. It does look very, very nice. But yes, thank you. Also, I wanted to credit his colleague friend Bradley. He wanted me to make the map and send it to you. He's a fan, and thanks for taking your time to make the video and battle, and for reading my mail. Of course, thank you, Zaqpak, and cheers, Bradley. Thank you for watching, and good idea if you were the one who made Zaqpak make this. So, very nice map. Lovely map, actually. I've had some test runs on it. I think we're going to have an absolutely amazing battle. I don't need to command anyone other than unload some jolly good old Kriegsmarine from their landing craft. It's not a great beach for landings because it's a very short beach. So the defenses are like right up in the attackers' faces. So obviously we're in North Wales. If Germany would have invaded, which they in this case have, it would be a mixed land and naval invasion, since they've landed in other parts of Britain before, obviously, northern Wales. Let's get the battle started. The German attack will start off with a sort of flanking assault by airdropped paratroopers, parachutists. Fallschirmjäger. Assault has begun. Yes. So that's the start. Oh man, I'm excited. I'm so excited. It's going to be a good battle to enjoy. Got some Brits here holding what seems to be the leftover of a building. Now in ruins. There's also a cafe here in the small town of Dinas Dinlle, I suppose, or Dinas Dinlle, or Dinas Dinlle. I don't know. Pronunciation aside, do let me know in the comment section down below what I did get right and what I didn't get right, and phonetically try and describe how to pronounce these Welsh places. I do believe I've got at least a few Welsh viewers. Anyway, the German paratroopers, not the parachuters, but they are in a way kind of like parachuters, I suppose, if this was the hood.
they could be called parashooters if they were dropped in. Anyway, so more are joining in, and they're going to be assaulting, once again, the sort of roadblock that has been set up here outside the airfield to prevent any German vehicles from flanking the beach defenses, which are still very much important because, well, the German Navy has decided to launch a coastal invasion as well, so they will be landing troops by the beach any moment. The paratroopers are here to sort of soften up the defenders and to try and give the naval infantry a better chance. Once again, as I said in the intro, the defenses are very much up in their faces once they do land, so it's going to be difficult for them to get a grip. Oh, nice. Okay, so we've got some home guard mortars dropping down on the German infantry as well. Lovely map, by the way. All these defenses are very, very much handcrafted. So we have a mortar team back here. Oh, and they're going to be firing away, dropping shells on the German attackers. Another squad is joining the company of German paratroopers attacking now. So this is 1940s German paratroopers, slightly different camouflage than the late war. Also, the weaponry is more limited. We won't be seeing any FG-42s, which was an iconic... He was hit in the head. You heard that, like, very special helmet sound being hit there. And that was kind of freaking amazing, to be honest. So, yes, more limited in their weaponry. Not the iconic FG-42 is used in today's battle. And they're still attacking here from an area where Germans have previously tried to attack. So I suppose this is perhaps a week or a couple of days into the battle for Britain during Operation Sea Lion or Sea Löwe. Which never happened, realistically. I suppose parts of it did occur, as it was in a planning stage and almost to be executed, but the Royal Air Force and Navy did sort of win the Battle of Britain, which didn't really take place on land. But still, this is fictional, a sort of what-if scenario, an alternative. And when it comes to World War II, they're very, very interesting. More Home Guard soldiers holding a trench here. So it's a very sort of like layered defense here. We have troops back here that should be arriving as reinforcements. Yes, a truck with reinforcements just arrived. So more troops from the actual airfield itself have been called in to help sort of bolster the defenses out here. We have a dead soldier down here, and I don't think they're in actual combat. Well, they're in combat, but he's been hit by a stray bullet. So that's a very unfortunate way to go, since they're not actually actively engaged in the firefight. British Home Guard soldiers are still holding the cafe and the roadblock, but it does seem like some German armor is starting to sneak into the battlefield. Very exciting. Now, I don't take the responsibility of the lives of the German naval infantry that are about to set foot on this beach. It is a very tricky assault, which is why paratroopers and, I suppose, armor is sort of attacking simultaneously. But it is nonetheless an important factor up to the battle, and it is going to be interesting to see how it works. A Panzer II light tank is starting to have a go here at the defenders by the cafe. It's going to continue moving. We have a very nicely entrenched QF2 gun here, a light AT gun, and it's going to start opening up with some of its smaller, I think 37mm shells. There we go, that's a nice hit. And a mortar is going to land nearby as well, potentially cause some... Okay, so we're not done yet. That Panzer II is still functioning. There we go, tank down. Good job, guys. The tanker is going to dismount, but be shot down by the defenders who have now turned their back to the sea. But we'll see if the distraction is enough for the future German naval infantry. And I'm asking myself, where the hell are they? Honestly, they're meant to be here. Well, they'll arrive sometime. I suppose the Royal Navy has maybe kept them a little preoccupied. How's it looking here further south? Since we're in northern Wales here, North Wales, the sea is facing the north. So this is further south. Well, the Fallschirmjäger are getting closer. Indeed, they are. But we also have some dismounted Home Guard motorized infantry that came in by truck. They are now actually taking the fight with the Fallschirmjägers out here in the open. And it is a beautiful sight to behold. We have a Bren gun back here supporting the infantry across the river, and more motorized infantry is arriving in the rear there. So that is really cool. More reinforcements are being dispatched. Oh, and look at that. As I turn my attention back to the coast here, we can see that the first boat is arriving. Unfortunately, we don't have any authentic German landing craft. I suppose it would be lovely if someone would want to provide. I am in need of a provider. No, but for real, it would be great to have. So, yes, boaty boat coming in. Man, battles like this just makes me happy. It is a true joy to play and behold, and it's just lovely map. It's small, but it's lovely. All right, it's great. It's fantastic. Okay, so let's go ahead and do our job, which is to essentially get these guys out on the beach. Now, I, once again, cannot be responsible for their survival. Any moment now, I think the British Home Guard soldiers sort of, you know, that are meant to focus on the beach will notice them, as I did expect. So the German naval infantry is going to have a bit of a hard time getting up the beach, but, oh man. That bunker is kicking into effect again. But some of the naval infantry did do quite well, and some of the paratroopers are actually starting to flank in now. We've got a nice Bren team here in a sort of a dugout trench. Oh, that's a next... Oh, shit. More boats are coming in. But the Brits are valiantly and heroically defending the beach. Look at the slaughter. Oh, man. More grenades are being thrown too. The Brits are holding the trenches. Explosions supported by, I suppose, mortar fire. Starting to drop on the paratroopers, now trying to clear out the cafe. Now, this is our next job, and it's already going to hell. So let's do our best to send out the German naval infantry into a safe direction. But this is essentially the case they have to deal with. Well, some of them are going to get to cover, but it's a nightmare to land on this beach. It wouldn't have... I don't think this would have been possible without the support of armor and paratroopers from the flank. Another Panzer II has arrived. And the paratroopers have now cleared out the roadblock entirely, but British infantry, mortars, and other kinds of static weapons are still holding the center of the small town. We also have the Seagull Hill back there, the Seagull Trench, and the hill itself outside the airfield, which I think will play a major role in the upcoming battle. Oh, nice. That Panzer II is going to run into some more trouble here from the QF2. It is a tough nut to crack. I don't think the gun is a direct counter to the vehicle itself. It's definitely meant for, like, half-tracks and other, well, I suppose lighter vehicles. But the Panzer II is not going to stand for much longer after a few more shots. Perhaps it's time for German armor to try a different flank. Perhaps it's time for them to try and go north more. Look at the paratroopers up here. They're actually starting to really gain some ground. More infantry arriving, though, by truck here. So the Home Guard is steadily arriving. It's nice. The Brits are going to need more infantry reinforcements. Some survivors from the first boat that landed here on the left side of the beach are still up and fighting. We've got an MG-34 here doing what he can to sort of suppress the guns in the ruin back there. This Bren gunner is still alive, and there we go. It's just the Diplex curse for you, you know. Just talk about someone, and then I suppose it'll be just look or talk about a soldier in the field, and he'll face his destiny shortly after. So we're gonna go ahead and send these guys out to some various flanks. So yeah, boat 3 didn't do so well. Boat 1 ultimately didn't do so well either, but boat 1 and 2 didn't do so well. Did I say boat 3? Boat 3 is this boat, and it's doing quite fine, actually. But we've got a lot of British troops up here now. Another somewhat bombed building. That Bren gun, I love the way it spins. I love the way it talks. It talks some very rough language here to the German naval infantry. More mortars are starting to drop now. I think part of the Seagull Trench up here is starting to make itself heard. We've got more Bren guns and even a Vickers over there, manned or crewed by 2 soldiers. But this mortar here on the left side is starting to sing as well. So it's a whole British choir. Yes. All right. The fourth and final boat and, I suppose, batch of naval infantry has made it to the beach. What a jolly good number. 120 Kriegsmarine. So a whole company has been sent to this part of the beach in total. And they too are meeting some pretty stiff resistance. So they have to get in cover and wait for paratroopers to arrive as reinforcements. Mortars back in the distance will be supporting as well. So it's an overall pretty tough nut to crack, if I'm going to be honest with you. We have more British Home Guard infantry in the buildings here as well. It's nice the way we've occupied that to sort of make use of all our positions. We're heavily outnumbered. But the few rifles and Bren guns that we have spread out over the area have just been able to put so much efficient fire on the Germans. It's almost ludicrous. Well, the Germans are doing their best. We have more naval infantry, I suppose, along the beach line here, the shoreline. But they're holding back as bursts of British bullets are landing just outside their safe zone. Not much left of the cafe, but I do hear another Panzer II roll in. I was right. I didn't even hear it. I felt it, and then I heard it. Are you drunk, Diplex? No, I'm not drunk. I'm having coffee for like the first time in my life. No, but I've had coffee before, but as you can tell, it makes me somewhat energetic. Sometimes I drink energy drinks and people think I'm drinking beer or something. Not really, but the caffeine sure does help. Alright, interestingly enough, a lot of the paratroopers have now started using this river as cover. Parachuters. That is a funky name. I don't know where that sort of half Australian accent came from, but it is a funky name. You guys are we parachuters? Is that my gang? Is that my call sign for you guys? I don't know. Parachuters instead of parachutists. And paratroopers. They're parachuters. Oh man, fuck. I'm sorry. I'm butchering the whole thing. Oh, nice. So a Panzer II did flank around. It fired once or twice and I think killed one of the crew members. But the last standing soldier here is going to open up even more and destroy a third Panzer IV before he dies himself. Well, how heroic. He brought down the third Panzer II. Did I say Panzer IV? I think my mouth might be working a little bit ahead of my brain. So it's good that my brain catches up every now and then. But at least I'm correcting myself. Panzer II indeed. Oh boy. How's this defense holding over here? Well, I think all the dismounted infantry. I'm going to do a small favor to the Brits here and just get some of the additional troops out. It's 4 men that they could really need right now. We're starting to lose out men here. They're engaging the parachutists or the Fallschirmjägers. And I'm not going to go ahead. Fallschirmjäger. Yeah, of course, I get it. Fallschirmjäger. Fallschirmjäger. Yeah, I get it. The pronunciation. But we're talking English here, so I'm gonna be Americanizing all the pronunciations because that's how I speak right now. So the Fallschirmjägers are now engaged with some of the Home Guard troops out here in a squad formation. We see some Bren gun support. So it's lovely how there's battles all over the map. Paratroopers, mostly Kriegsmarine soldiers, are now starting to make their way closer to the ruins down here. Lots of covering fire. We have an MP40 here from a squad leader putting down some fire. We also have some paratroopers down here supporting as well. Bullets are landing close. You gotta really love Rob's realism, right? Oh, beautiful shooting there from the MP40 at that range. Drop a soldier like that, it's not bad. So this squad leader is going to continue supporting. They have the upper hand here with the submachine gun. Oh, but those mortars are not going to take that into account. Good, beautiful volley, or salvo. Barrage, I suppose. There's a whole combat line here of German paratroopers, but they're being beaten back by the courageous Home Guardsmen over here. They're still pushing on. They're running low on infantry, and I don't think any more reinforcements are arriving, but they're still holding this river here. They're still holding the flank. Some are being pushed back, but we've got Bren cover, or Bren support. Oi. You okay, mate? Very sort of special exercise that this guy's got going now in the field. Lots of ups and downs. Looks like what I do at the gym sometimes. Okay, there we go. Look at this Bren gun, the way he's positioned. Isn't this beautiful? He's like using the river wall here, or the river bank, or whatever you want to call it. Like a lot of the soldiers are. We've seen paratroopers do that too. This here is why I love Men of War, because you've got a wanker. You've got a sorry, a British soldier. They just call each other wankers and all the time and stuff. But anyway, and he was laying there ready to open up, and he was like covering his whole body, and he was just using his bipod Bren to do all the damage. And beautiful stuff, actually, quite amazing. So we've got a bit of a standoff here between some really bad boys over here with the somewhat round helmets. And I do think they outnumber the Brits, but right now this is a fairly interesting and even firefight. Down here on the beach, I must say that the naval infantry didn't do awfully well. I think even they've lost their combat spirit. I think they missed the sea. I think they missed the boat. They missed the steel grey, or the somewhat whale white, I suppose, boat color. I'm not sure what the vessel or ship is painted in, but anyway, he might actually move further south here to join in with the paratroopers, but the beach assault is a failure. Now, not a lot of British soldiers do stand, but now with the Seagull Trench and I suppose, no, there's not a living soul here. I think everyone's pretty much dead. But there won't be another attempt because of the somewhat disgusting beach defense. It's a hard attack, I must admit. So they've done as well as they could, and no one could have done much better, I think. And over here, well, it doesn't look like the paratroopers are going to get much further. Guys, thank you so much for watching this video. Thank you, Zaqpak, for delivering a very fun map. Unfortunately, we didn't get to see a lot of action up here by the Seagull Hill, but in your mind, know that it exists. Know that there is a Vickers over here, and know that I have the power to take it for a minute and just be slightly out. Oh, he's gonna be blown back by a mortar. But we can shell our own. We can open up our own cafe a little bit. We can tell the Germans we're up here if you want some. It's not that fun, but it is a really cool position. And we also have, of course, the beautiful Seagull Trench here that stood the trial of today, and we've got a Bren gun in there. We can fire some Bren guns as well. They simply blame it on the Germans. They just weren't up for the task. They couldn't get close enough. But great display despite that for both factions. I don't think the paratroopers are going to get much closer. I think the Home Guard has this under control with all the mortar support and whatnot. And even if they do beat back the few men over here, there's a very tricky defense waiting up here on the hill, and I don't think they're going to get close to that with the current manpower that they possess. So thank you guys for watching this video, and I will see you guys soon again. Let me know what you want to see in the next one. Let's watch this dude. Just give him a shot. Look at him. He's got his mindset. Okay, no. I'm gonna convince you even more. Run for it. Run for it. Can we get the Vickers up on the hill to open up? There we go. Get the Bren gun as well. There we go. We made use of the hill now, and I feel much more satisfied. Thank you guys for watching, and I will see you guys soon again. Let's take a quick look at casualties. We've got the red ones in. We'll make the Germans red. Yes, and we'll make the British yellow. Bloody bad day, if you ask me. Thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you guys soon again. Ciao.